Loving my own life, single, single, single me. Loving my own life, single, happy, laughing and free. Loving my own life, single, single, single me. Loving my own life, single, happy, laughing and free. Living my own best life in my own hardworking wonderland. Alice, yes, I'm Alice, doing my own thing. No rabbit holes of complex thoughts and heartbreak. Just hello everyone, welcome back to Sukai Todd's Thoughts. You are currently watching / listening to me, Sukai Todd. Firstly, thank you for watching. If you clicked on this video, you're courageous and you're a real one. So thank you. In today's video, I will be reviewing / reacting to Wuthering Heights, 1992 version. And I don't want to say the full title of said film because I don't want to butcher Emily's name, so forgive me. Wuthering Heights, the 92 version, in celebration of the funeral that will be Wuthering Heights 2026. Sorry, not sorry. Okay, so I just watched this movie. It's like 4 in the morning when I'm recording this because Sailor Moon is a night owl. We all know that. But, Wuthering Heights. Okay, fun fact, it's apparently PG. I mean, it was 92, so I guess they could get away with a lot more during the 90s, obviously. But it's somehow a PG film, according to YouTube. I guess no one watched it before they gave it the rating. Or they were like, oh, it's the 90s, it's probably not that bad. Have you seen it? And it's, yeah, it's PG. It's a psychological horror / romantic drama, period piece, historical piece, based in the 14 to 1800s. It's in an old ass time in Britain, okay? That's all you need to know. If you've seen Crimson Peak, if you know, you know. Let's put it that way. But, instead of using America and Britain, it's just mostly Britain. Like, it's basically all in Britain. It was filmed in Yorkshire. Another fun fact. Sorry to the Yorkshire folks if I butchered your name, the vicinity where you live. I apologize. But, I just watched this movie and I have so many fucking thoughts. Okay, first of all, you know my writing is for my fandoms. These are always unscripted. I always have notes that I want to write down, but sometimes it's just easier to say it out loud rather than write it down in a Word document, type it up in a Word document, or, email it to myself or whatever. So my thoughts on Wuthering Heights, 1992. Where do I even begin? Okay, let's start off by addressing the obvious. Heathcliff and Catherine, we'll call her Catherine Brunette version. Because in the 90s version, the woman who played Catherine, I'm sorry I forget her name, I'll look it up later. She is played by the same, Catherine 1 and Catherine 2 are played by the same woman, which is actually kind of brilliant. I'll give the movie that. Catherine Brunette and Catherine Blonde are two very different characters but played by the same person, which I think is kind of a brilliant move, to be honest, in my opinion, because it actually makes the scenes where further along in Heathcliff's storyline / character arc, it makes things a lot weirder and much more intense. Now it's sold as kind of a love story, a tragic love story. It's definitely tragic. The ending is hopeful, and if you haven't seen Wuthering Heights, or if you are watching the new one or whatever, I don't know if this will be spoilery or not because I haven't seen the new one. Don't really plan on it after the scars this one gave me, but there will be spoilers for this film, this movie, the 92 version, so sorry in advance. But you can go and rent it on YouTube, then come back to this video and give it more views, whatever you want to do. But okay, so let's get to the first part. Catherine Brunette version and Heathcliff when he was a bit younger. So the general premise is that Heathcliff was an orphan who was adopted into the family of Catherine Earnshaw, who is brunette Catherine. And to keep a long story short, Heathcliff and brunette Catherine be into each other. This was before sliding into DMs. This was sliding into bedrooms. Okay, we got that established. And then Catherine brunette decides to marry some rich dude and ends up getting really poor. Irony. Tragic irony in a way. But cruel irony, crunk. But anyway, all puns that could be set aside. Catherine brunette marries this Edward fellow. I believe his name is Edward or Edgar. Blonde dude named Linton. And it doesn't work out too well, because she and Heathcliff are still a thing, even in death. Quite literally, the day she dies, they still have something that fades to black. I don't think I need to further explain that. I don't want to get a strike on my channel. It's consensual, but it fades to black pretty quick. That's all I'm going to say. But after Catherine Brunette's death, Heathcliff, who was already kind of on a revenge spree as it was, because he inherited the Earnshaw's money somehow and was a soldier or something. Like there's some mystery there, but Heathcliff got his boss badass man energy, and he was like revenging it. I guess revenging is a word now. He was on his avenging mode. He was in his I'm gonna get these hoes back mode. Okay. So, and then he meets Catherine blonde version. Well, her hair is strawberry blonde, and at times it's like bright blonde, but depending on the lighting. But Catherine the blonde version, aka Catherine Linden, Catherine Brunette's daughter, whom she had after she died shortly after making out / love with Heathcliff one last time. Yeah, Catherine died. Catherine Brunette died. But Catherine Blonde was more or less forced to live with Heathcliff, because Heathcliff's revenge wasn't taking no prisoner. Well, he kind of did take her as a prisoner, which was an interesting story arc. And one thing I'll say in terms of the Margot Robbie thing going on, if they take out the scene, which huge spoiler right here, where Catherine Blonde is slapped and abused by Heathcliff, yeah, I'm okay with that. If they remove that scene or remove that part of his character, because it's so damn awkward, I will have no issue. Props to them if they decide to cut that scene. Actually, that'd be a good idea. I don't care if it was the 90s. Abuse of a woman is never okay. Nor is abuse of a man, nor is abuse of a child. Okay. We're clear on that. Thanks. But that scene makes my blood boil in more ways than one. But there's this strange, because Heathcliff becomes blonde Catherine's father. Adopted. Emphasis on the word adopted. And there's something weird between those two. Even after her adopted father passes away to be with her dead mother, Catherine Blonde's mother, Catherine Brunette. Yeah, it's weird. It's very weird, okay? It's just weird in not so good ways. I know it's billed as this love story that's twisted. It's not a love story. It's a psychological horror story that has romance elements, okay? That's what it is. It is not a love story. It's about people with fucked up heads. Bitches is fucked up in their head. Because Catherine, the blonde version, who becomes Heathcliff's adopted daughter, more or less against her will. Very against her will. Although there's strong implications that she kind of has a thing for Heathcliff, and he kind of feels the same way. Which is so fucking weird. It's illegal on so many levels. Even though she's not his biological daughter, which I have questions about that. I don't know if I believe that or not. If she really isn't his biological daughter, I can kind of let it slide, but it's also dude, you chose the same actress. I'm talking to the director here. He chose the same actress to play Catherine Brunette and Catherine Blonde. Catherine 1 and 2. Okay, same actress. And she killed the role, by the way. She killed her roles very well. And so did the actor who played Heathcliff. He did a great job. I hope all the people in that film, if any of them are still living, are okay. I hope everybody's doing okay after that. I genuinely do. But shout out to the actors who are still alive. Although it was 92, maybe some of them are still alive. I hope they're doing okay. I pray for their souls in an actual prayer kind of way. If you've seen it, you know, you know. But overall, I will give this movie, despite my very strong gripes with it, an 8.5 out of 10. It's a B+. Almost an A. Had Heathcliff not physically raised his hand towards Catherine Blonde version, I would probably give it a higher rating. Because there's some weird stuff. Even in that moment, I'm like, first of all, don't you dare hit a woman. Second of all, why is she looking at you like that and you looking at her like that and you keep looking at each other like that? That's not okay. This whole scene is not okay. Nothing is right here. But I will spoil the ending. In the end, Catherine Blonde ends up happy with her, I guess because her adopted father's dead, so her ex-cousin, Heathcliff 2.0, who is a good guy. So those two end up happily ever after. Yay, it only took 3 generations of death to make it happen. Yippee! But also, it was just so bizarre. It was so bizarre. It was a psychological horror film. It's not a love story. It's not. I'm sorry to burst any bubbles here. It's not a love story. It's a horror film, cloaked in the veil of period piece romantic drama. It's not. But it is a good film. Again, 8.5 out of 10. I would give it a higher rating if not for the abuse that was shown. But it is an 8.5 out of 10. Beautifully designed stories. I haven't read the book, but from what I know of people who have, it is a faithful adaptation according to most who have read the book. So, for those of you who have read the book and seen Wuthering Heights 92, comment below and let me know if it is a faithful adaptation, because I would be interested. I had to read Madame Bovary in college, so I don't want to read Wuthering Heights. I've suffered enough. I've paid enough dues. Anyway, for those who are more educated than I, don't forget to comment below. But yeah, I did genuinely enjoy the movie. I felt like I would never smile again. Until the end, in which I was like, oh, I think I'll smile again someday. But yeah, it's a horror film. It's a psychological romantic horror. It's not perfect for Valentine's Day. It's perfect for Valentine's Day. Am I right, ladies? But yeah, it's not a romantic. It's romantic, but it's not really a love story. It's a horror story. And you can comment below as well if you think this. Do you guys think this might have influenced Crimson Peak by any chance? Comment below if you're a fan of Crimson Peak and Guillermo del Toro, because I feel like there's a chance for that. But yeah, tell me what you think. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you later. Beware. Wuthering Heights.
You never left me for me, only for your fantasy of me. You thought I was ready to bend my knees to your toxic romantic fantasies. Is enough. You're not your own.